I'm Dr. Rich Hansen, founder of the Leadership Coaching Network, where our mission is to empower African leaders as agents of transformation with people, organizations, and society. In this video, Abenet Bekele tells the story of her journey toward earning an ICF coaching credential. The International Coaching Federation is considered the gold standard worldwide, with over 30,000 credentialed coaches in 140 nations all around the world. I believe that Abenet is the very first Ethiopian to earn a coaching credential in Ethiopia. She tells us the pathway that she walked, some of the encouragement received, sometimes the difficulties that she encountered. But anyone who is interested in earning their own coaching credential through ICF will learn a lot from Abenet's journey. Let's watch.
Good afternoon, everyone. Honestly speaking, it's a great joy to see the coaching community growing because I have witnessed this approach transforming lives. At least I can witness my experience from the Ethiopian Youth Coaching Ministry, in which Mihret is part of. She's one of the trainers. We are witnessing many people being impacted in that training. We are giving a basic coaching training. We are now, it's fifth, our cohort. Yeah, so it's honestly speaking a joy to see this culture growing in our community. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity and also jointly celebrating. I believe this is our collaborative achievement and success, because I witnessed several of you contributed towards my success. Let me start by sharing with you what motivated me. As I tried to mention earlier, I'm really passionate in human development. There is much that resonates with what I do. And also, to be a coach requires to be able to answer the key life questions, such as, who am I? Why am I living? What's my life purpose? What are my values? It really requires to, and also, am I living in alignment with, for you to answer, am I living in alignment with my, what I stand for? Is it being evidenced in my behavior, in my action, in my words? So for me, it was an eye-opener to witness how my faith gave me the breakthroughs and transformation. That's one of the things that motivated me. And also I saw how this approach helps many people in terms of unleashing their God-given potential. Just to give you a glimpse of what motivated me to really dive into this journey. So it is through the coaching experience that I gained these insights from, I was part of the cohort one, the training being delivered by Dr. Rich as part of, at the Leadership Coaching Network. It is that experience, through that experience, that I gained these insights. So this motivation really triggered me to design a roadmap to have in written. I had it in written on about achieving my ACC credential. In fact, initially, my plan was to achieve my credentialing journal in a year and a half, but it really took me longer than that. I'll share you my reasons. Maybe to encourage you, to inspire you all, it would be good to share my experience from one of the recent forums that I attended as part of as part of being a member of the ICF chapter. There was this an Indian coach. He's a novice coach, but he was, honestly speaking, he was able to achieve his credential, both ACC and PCC, in just 1 year. And one of the reasons that he was sharing to us was he really enjoys doing multiple choice questions. He's really talented, honestly, but it was not for me. It was so challenging for me, especially doing the answering selecting the scenarios, the worst, the answering for the scenarios in terms of selecting the worst ones. Honestly, it was a challenge for me. In my case, miracle happened, which I will share with you shortly. So based on my roadmap, so I'm sure most of you are familiar what's required to get an ACC credential. There are 5 requirements. Who can tell me the 5 requirements? Doctor, yes, 100% coaching experience. What else? Yes, 10 hours mentor coaching. What else?
Performance evaluation.
Yes, performance evaluation. And the last one? The exam. So I had clear plan on how I achieve those requirements. So the first one, the 60-hour coaching education, I attended, I completed at the Leadership Coaching Network with Dr. Rich, the 60 hours coaching education. At that time, LCN was not an accredited institution. So for me to submit, I really needed a kind of a robust documentation while applying. Dr. Reed was really generous to share that documentation. So the next requirement is the 100-hour coaching hours. That one I had to design strategies because out of the 100 hours, you are required the 17 hours to be paid. So my strategies, as I tried to mention to you earlier, joining the ICF membership, being part of the ICF Kenya chapter, and also being a founding member of the Creative Results Management, the coaching community established by KeysWeb, because in those platforms I had the opportunity of coaching others, on also being coached by credentialed coaches. That's considered as a paid coach. So I was rendering the coaching services paid and also for free. So the reciprocal coaching is also considered as paid. That is how I accumulated the 100 hours coaching, the 100 hours coaching required by ICF. The 10 hours mentor coaching I attended with, I was part of the court one. I also attended that with LCN, with Dr. Rich. That really helped me to really develop my skills, because the process is, it is divided broadly into 2, the 7 hours group coaching, the 3 hours is one-to-one coaching. So the 7 hours coaching helped me because in that process, I coach, or Martha was also part of that cohort 1, the mentor coaching session. I coach, I also receive feedback on, especially the focus on how we have a conceptual understanding plus apply the skills on the 8 ICF core competencies. So that really helped me. The 3 hours was mainly one-to-one that I did with Dr. Rich. The process was I conduct a coaching session with the people that I serve. Then I record the audio. Usually I do it using Zoom. So I send it to Dr. Rich. Then he gives me feedback. That really helped me to be confident and preparing the performance evaluation process. That is why I passed. Honestly, I didn't have any challenge when it comes to recording a session and submitting it to ICF with the transcript. So those were the primary requirements to submit my application. I also followed the portfolio paths. There are 3 paths. Who can tell me the paths? There are 3 passes towards your ACC credential. Portfolio pass, yes. The second one is accredited coach training programs, which is like level 1, level 2 training programs like LC. The third one is, I think, accredited coach. I forgot that. Maybe Dr. Rich can help us. Anyways, I chose the portfolio pass because at the time as I informed you, LCN was not an accredited institution. So honestly speaking, the platform is easy, simple, step-by-step process for you to follow. You just make sure you have the documents. I have my certificate that testifies that I attended the 60-hour coaching education. I have my 100-hour coaching experience that I recorded. You really need to be really committed to accurately log your coaching experience. So I just submitted my 100 hours coaching experience on the ICF website. It is clear. You will have, definitely you will have a password and a username before you upload your application. Then the last one was uploading my, after I uploaded the mentor coaching, which is a certificate. What you upload is, in my case, it is when you follow the portfolio pass, you need to, prove your trainings. This process is not happening in your case because LCN is now an accredited institution. So the final one was uploading the performance evaluation, which is a recording of a session with a transcript. It has to be an audio one. So there is a specific requirement on how to prepare your recording. So I submitted. Then after that, I needed to pay for processing and for getting my performance, my coaching session to be reviewed. I needed to pay USD 475. That includes sitting for exam. So I was so happy. I submitted my application in February 2023. I got an approval that my application has been accepted, and I was invited to sit for the exam. That is, I think, in April 2023, which means it took them to give me the feedback around 3 months, 2 months and a half. Honestly speaking, I was so happy because this is just the first recording that I sent. It was accepted. So in that notification, in that email, I was given detailed instruction on how to prepare for the exam. You'd be given, I was given 60 days, 60 consecutive days. After the 60 days, your exam expires. So from the date you receive the email, it takes you 60 days. So the next step is determining your exam formats. ICF works in partnership with Pearson VUE to deliver the exam. So you have two options. Either you take it online from your office, from your home, or in person. So the first one, I really wanted to burden myself. I wanted to take the exam at a testing center. But maybe the one important tip that I can give you is you really need to schedule well ahead of time. At that time, because there are only two testing centers in Ethiopia. So there are so many certifications happening in this testing center. So you need to book well in advance. So at that time, I couldn't find a spot. So the first one I had to attempt online. So I was able to set up a place, wired internet connection, good internet speed. I did all the required system check. I checked in. But at the day of the exam, I even arrived well in advance before my schedule. But for some reason, from the server side, there was a problem, a technical problem. So I was not able to take the exam. So it's really simple, honestly speaking. You find the proctor online from person view, then you chat. You share what the technical difficulties that you are facing. Then I was able to cancel. So the exam admin at here at the testing center advised me to check regularly for a spot. So I was so happy I found one spot to take the exam online. So I booked the first exam I took on June 16, 2023. Here I'm not, I'm here to encourage you, not kind of, to create tension. But I'm sure you will learn from me and it will be an easy journey for you all. So I arrived at this testing center well in advance. So I was checked in after 2. After 2, then I checked in and started to take the exam. So after I completed a few questions, I lost the internet. I lost the internet connection. I was not able to access exam. So I informed my situation to the exam administrator. He came and they tried to fix. It took them more than 1 hour. My gut feeling was to cancel the exam, but the exam administrator really encouraged me to take. Anyways, it was fixed, and I continued doing the exam. By God's grace, I completed the exam. By the way, for native English speakers, you will be given 3 hours. If you are not non-native, if you are a non-native, you'll be given 4 hours. Since I'm non-native, I was given 4 hours. But I arrived after 2. I started the exam after 2, and I was stopped at 6. For more than 1 hour, for more than 1 hour, it was disconnected. So you can imagine, it only took me 3 hours. So the outcome was obvious. I didn't get the passing score, but I got above 70. The passing score is above 75. So I had to take time and reschedule. As this time, I need to pay, but the first one included the exam. So literally, if you follow the portfolio pass, you only pay for 75 USD. If you follow the LCN pass, you only pay 325 USD, including your exam. You can retake the exam. There is no limitation. So you, as long as you have 105 USD. So I paid. I paid the USD 105. Because this thing is really in my heart. There is a lot that helped me for my own transformation and the things I do. So I was really committed to sacrifice. I have really a supportive family. So I paid for taking the exam. I managed this time to take the exam online at my own place. For the second time, as I told you, I have challenge doing the multiple choice question, especially answering the worst, selecting the worst one for that given scenario. Second time, I improved. It's just for 1 mark that I do not get a passing score. The second one I took on August 1st. This time I had to stop, reflect, and pray. You know what? Miracle happened. Miracle indeed happened. As part of my membership with ICF Kenya chapter, one of the coaches shared about the release of new ICF exam for ACC candidates. I think I shared this information to the group. as well. I was so excited because this exam, a bit rigor, it's also rigor, it requires rigor quite and challenging, honestly speaking. So I applied to take this exam. The requirements were you should be an active applicant and also invited to take the exam, able to take the exam in English. And also it was given between January and February 2024, between January and February. So I was able to take this exam, this new exam. It really, they said, it accurately gauges the knowledge of ACC candidates. I believe there is the regular exam is not fair for me. I was sharing with some of you here because for ACC applicants with 100 coaching experience, PCC applicants with 500 and more, the exam is the same. Yeah. And multiple choice question. It's difficult for me to objectively evaluate. Of course, I have to admit, I have to work on my own gaps as well. So when I prepare myself for the pilot, the new exam, I really prepared well. I was mentally, emotionally ready. I knew the formats, both the in-person and the online. I was really confident, honestly speaking. So this time I booked to take the exam at the testing center. This time, everything went well. I even finished earlier from the total, it was given 2.5 hours. There is one more additional for non-native speaker, but really I finished early and I knew that I did well. So that is how I completed my credentialing journey. I got, it requires, usually what I forgot to mention to you is when the previous exam, usually whether you take in person or online, you get your result right away. But this new one, it really takes more than a month. So I took the exam in February 20 and got my result at the end of April or first week of May. So I don't know, I'm not sure about if this exam is going to continue, but I believe they have sensed that there is some kind of unfairness. Yeah. So that's how I finished successfully, be able to finish my credentialing journey. What helped me, the materials towards preparing this credentialing process is really Dr. Rich really shared with me really exhaustive materials that helped me as coaching requires, besides the training, it requires to really sharpen your skill, use your skill, coach as many people as you can, apply your skill, and also be an ongoing learner, empower yourself. I was using all the opportunities on my way, attending webinars, reading books. I love reflecting, journaling. All those things really helped me to apply the required skills. So there are ample resources on the internet as well, especially, you know, Lisa de Hart. Her resources are really helpful. It's about, you know, identifying the nuances when you do this multiple choice questions. There are ample resources. The one Dr. Rich shared by itself, really exhaustive. It has everything for me to prepare for this exam. So I would be happy to answer any questions that would help us. I think let me stop here. If there is anything that I missed. Thank you for listening. The portfolio is a bit challenging, but if you follow what Dr. Rich is offering, really simple. No need to upload your certificate. You only appear for the exam. The rest of the processes you do with Dr. Rich. As that time, Dr. Rich, LCN was not an accredited coaching institution. That's why I followed this path. The first thing, if you aspire to pursue the credentialing process, you need to be able to answer your whys. What are the motivating factors for you? For me, there is a lot that I really employ the skill I gained. As I tried to share with you at the beginning, I teach. When I teach, I use a coach approach. I see how, from the feedback I receive from my students, it's really mind-blowing. They really enjoy our classes. In all of the training programs that I participate, I use the approach. Really helps. I also coach. I coach here in Ethiopia and also outside Ethiopia using different platforms. And it's a good opportunity as well in terms of being a coach. An accredited coach helps, but what works for me might not work for you. Really important for me, but the great motivating factors for me was my motivation. I was clear on my whys, why I need the credential. One of the things that I forgot to mention, critical elements that helps you prepare towards your exam, the understanding the ICF Code of Ethics and also the interpretive statements, and also the 8 core competencies, watching the ICF videos, and also the PCC markers. The PCC markers, I'm sure you are familiar with that because we were using that in our mental coaching session as well. So in terms of the focus areas, for example, there were several questions on performance management issues, working as an internal and external coach, conflict of interests, how do you manage as a consultant and the coach. If you are, for example, an HR director of a certain organization, at the same time a coach, how do you handle the conflict of interest while rendering these services for one person? Yeah, really, there are on the website, in terms of the content of the exam, it's clearly, you'll find it on the website, what to cover, both for preparing for the pilot exam as well as the regular exam. The contents are there, but these are some of the things that I can remember from the exam. It's about coaching, it's about, we were discussing, it's a way of being, it's a way of embodying the skills of being and really living it out. For that, it really requires practice, really using the skill. The triad groups really helps. It's good to have more options because it's about coaching different people in different settings. For example, the exam focuses, I have seen many questions in terms of handling employee development for performance management issues. So it's really helpful to diversify your, the people that you serve, you coach, having a diverse group in rendering coaching services helps. But the triad group also, if you use it frequently to apply the skills gained, it really helps. But if we don't use or apply our skills, it's really difficult. Yeah, that's what from my own challenges, that's what I noticed. Fozia is asking, what is the difference between taking the exam online and in person at the testing center? For me, taking the exam, from my experience, since I have seen both formats, taking the exam at the testing center is easier. Of course, the exam, you take it online, but you won't be bothered by having a consistent internet connection, especially the second, when I take the exam, the new exam, I took it at the testing center. So you really get relieved because the burden is on the testing center. They will facilitate everything for you. So, but taking the exam online, you need to have really quiet space. The process by itself is a bit burdensome, in my view. It might not be for you, Fozia. So the internet, your internet speed, internet connectivity has to be reliable, and it should be a really separate room. ሰው እንኳን ሲያልፍ መታየት የለበትም እዛ እንትኑ ላይ ስትፈተኝ ማለት ነው። So having such a facility might not be easy in our context. So that's the difference.